Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Wednesday, September 24th, day 79. Oh, we're almost there. We're almost there, people. I don't have a lot to tell you today. I'm going to try to whip it out real quick here. There's just not, well, there was actually a power veto competition yesterday, so let's be clear. Something did happen, but guess who won it? If you guessed Ava, you'd be wrong. It was Morgan. Morgan won the power of veto. She is the head of household. This is the one weird scenario where Morgan can only control who gets to make the final vote by having them be not nominated. In theory, she won't use it, and Vincent will get to cast the deciding vote between Ava and Ashley on who goes to jury. Look, things are 99.999% likely to play out that Morgan will not use the power veto. Vincent will vote out Ava, and it will be it'll be Ashley, Morgan, and Vincent in the final three. That's probably what's going to happen. But there's always the possibility the second, even though Vince says that he's 50-50 on who he's going to vote out when Ava questioned him last night. I did watch the feeds for a bit last night, as well as keeping my head in the game, kind of like seeing what's going on. But look, I mean, they're rehashing so much stuff. They are talking about things, and their vision of what happened in certain instances is not accurate. They talk about other seasons and the way things went, and they're not correct, and it does get a bit frustrating when you hear it. But I did keep my nose in it, the video in the corner, while I was actually watching the finale of The Traitors Ireland. It was good. I will say this much, and there's not many of you watching The Traitors Ireland. I understand that, so that's why I'm not like saying a whole lot about it. First of all, because I don't want to spoil anything. But what I will say, because I don't think it's a terrible spoiler, but for those of you that watch The Traitors, this is the first season I recall of this in any of the English-speaking, native English-speaking versions in recent, if ever, that they didn't not reveal the status of a person when they were voted out, when they were voted off the island, when they said you're gone. In all the recent, and I say recent, it's not that old of a show, but in all the recent iterations, one of the key things is that once we get to a certain number, when you vote someone out, we don't tell you whether they were a traitor or not. They didn't do that this year. Up until the very end, every person that got voted out announced if they were a traitor or not. That's different, and it's not that. Again, that is a minor spoiler for when you get to the very end of the game. But that's getting to the end of the game by that time. I mean, we're talking this is a last 15-minute worth of the show reveal that by that point you're already invested and you're watching it, and it's not going to change what happens. You're just not going to. It's just different. I don't know if I liked it, and I kind of wonder if it was done on purpose or not. I'm not sure. So, that being said, good show. I have posted a link for anybody who wants to try to watch it because, you've got to be in Ireland to watch it. I don't know if you can be in the UK or not. Apparently, I watched the after show for that. I haven't watched all of the after shows, but I watched the final after show, which is also available on the way I posted that you can watch it. And it apparently is like the number one television show in Ireland for the year. It's like, tore the roof off the records or something. I don't know how it's that popular, but it's very popular. And so that's cool. That's cool that a local show. I mean, I live in Indiana. Ireland is the size of Indiana. So a TV show based on a country the size of my state, took the state by storm. I can't imagine a state level television show being the most popular TV show. It's the state, so whatever. Of all the shows in the state, it's the most popular. All right, I'll shut up now. Look, Big Brother, nothing's going to happen today. The show's tomorrow night. The feeds are on. People are. It's this weird thing where people say, "Oh, it's so boring. This is the most boring cast ever." Somebody said that, and I replied, and I think their definition of boring, they weren't saying nothing's happening in the house. I don't know. I'm not gonna smash the season, even though I'm doing my countdowns, and my countdowns are very harsh right now. I'm having to go find and make GIFs or GIFs, depending on how you pronounce it, for the Big Brother seasons as my countdown. Like, 5 days left. I went and found I had to create a GIF for Big Brother 5 because there aren't many out there, and none of them were appropriate. So I found where Holly was evicted, and what's her name? I can't think of her name for Louisville. Oh, whatever her name is, Drew's girlfriend that got dumped at the end. Her name is just, it's not Jessica, is it? It's not Jessica. Anyways, where she just basically said, thank God you're gone. That was, thank God it's over, or it was a snarky comment. And it's me talking, I'm kind of throwing those in there as I say, this is how many days are left. And I'm really being kind of harsh on Big Brother 27, like, can't wait for it to be over. It can't end soon enough. I don't mean that. It's been a decent season. I'm not going to, people are going to say, when you look back, it was a bad season. Oh, they all played the game. They weren't great. Some of them weren't great game players, but we were entertained this summer. There's no way anybody can argue differently. The production kind of stuck it in there. They put Rachel in the house and then they ripped her out, in essence. So that part, whatever. But they shouldn't have put her in the house, in my opinion, with a bunch of newbies. So in that case, I don't. I'm kind of torn. She shouldn't have been in the house, but once she was in the house, she shouldn't have been taken out the way she was taken out, right? That's kind of my spin on it. But as far as what went on yesterday, just the power veto played. They aren't sure, or Vinny at least doesn't realize. First of all, Vinny was when he was talking to Ava, I don't believe this is the case. See, Vincent has watched a lot of Big Brother. He hasn't admitted it, but it comes out in bits and pieces. But he was telling Ava that he thought, I thought that this is the one scenario where I have to cast the vote, not the power veto winner. I thought that I realized that Morgan's not going to cast the vote. I don't know. Did Vinny really think that? Has he not thought that deeply into the show? This is the time of the year where it's like always, remember, this is how it works this time. And if you've been a long-time Big Brother fan, you know that at this point. This last power veto is different from all the others. So I strongly wonder if Vincent really knew this and is just saying it to Ava. He also told Ava again. He told Ava it's 50-50. He's not 50-50. He's voting Ava out. I can't see it any differently. Speaking of Vinny and Morgan. So that was the big news from yesterday, was that Morgan won the power veto. It is her 5th power veto. Again, she's going to win this if she makes the final 2. That's my opinion. She's won it if she makes the final 2, but I think I said that yesterday too, before the power veto win. And Vincent is sleeping in her head of household room now, as he was last night. And look, he and his girlfriend are done. There's no way they're together once this show gets over. But the problem for Vincent, again, me not trying to look too far outside the house, but the problem for Vincent is that there's no way Morgan sticks with him if she's with him to start, right? I just can't see it. You're stuck in that house in this really pressure cooker of a situation, and close. What's the term? Close what? I can't think of the term, but you know what I mean. They're bottled together. They're stuck together, close quarters, and so I understand the relationship from that perspective, but I do not think that they are going to be a thing outside of the house for very long if they are. Vincent is really in his head last night or this morning. I don't know the details. I don't know if Vincent has told Morgan yet how he pretty much tried to get rid of her with Keanu. If you remember the lies they were telling to try to get Morgan to use her POV on him. It was, there was that, people forgotten about that, and it's like, no, it happened, and Morgan still doesn't kind of know about it. So, was it Morgan? You know what I mean. It was this big deception that Vincent had running. He hasn't told her about it yet. It's going to come out. Is she going to hold it over his head? Probably not if she has $750,000, but, we'll see. But he's like crying overnight. I don't know if they're still awake or not, but when I looked into Blue Sky this morning before I jumped in my car, he was like up and crying and talking to her about things that almost made it seem like maybe he told her something. Maybe he told her. I don't know if he told her that specific thing. I'm not sure. If it becomes important, I'll let you know tomorrow. But either way, they're up crying, talking. Vincent is like, I've always been a self-sabotage. And I saw that Morgan actually asked him, said, are you really unemployed? So, that kind of, yeah, who knows? Just don't watch these people after they get out of the house. Don't follow them too closely, because it's just, I don't know, or do if you're into that kind of a mess. Okay, so that is what's going on with that. One other thing, and then I'm going to sign off, that I've been meaning to mention. I don't think I did. Did I talk about the timer underneath the stairs? If I did, apologies. I wanted to, and I thought I left it out. But a couple of days ago, they were talking, I think it was Sunday, they were talking about just general stuff, and they said, we never figured out what the timer was for under the stairs. Of course, that timer is the thing that Amy had to punch, in theory, to one of the reasons to get Rachel in the house. So that timer is still there. And I guess if you press the button, it counts down. I don't know how long it counts down for, but however long it counts down for, once it's done, nothing happens. So there is actually a button underneath the stairs, which we saw a picture of, but it's still there, and it still works. And when you press it, it does a countdown, and then nothing happens. I just find that kind of amusing, that they don't know why it's there. They just know it's there. And that was it. I'm done. I got to give my patrons a shout out. We have a lot of Big Brother the next 4 nights. The only night that Big Brother isn't on until it's over is Saturday. It is on Wednesday tonight, Thursday, live show. Friday is the reflections, brunch, talk about all the highlights show. Then no show on Saturday, and then the finale on Sunday. So a lot of Big Brother ahead. I'll watch some of it. I'll probably watch tonight's show, and I'll watch Thursday's show, and I'll watch Sunday's show. But the odds of me watching Friday's show, pretty slim. We'll see. It gets recorded. We'll see. That's everything, folks. I thank you for your support. I hope you have a good Wednesday, and we will talk tomorrow. I don't anticipate anything huge happening tonight. So that's it. Talk to you later. Be well. Bye-bye.